Good evening, guys, and happy Monday to all of your sunshiny faces. So today I was able to get my grocery lists kind of finished up, not completely. I did get to some editing today. I also did dinner for tonight. Just like I did easy stuff. Honestly, I was still kind of lazy today. I feel like I also didn't get as much done as I could have, but I know I brought this up like last week, I think, or whatever, last Thursday, when I was talking about like football and how it's like, football's, like they're still in summer camp right now. And I think this is the last week of summer camp. Then they have 2 weeks off. Then like regular football starts. But I think they have like the first week is like kind of like a scrimmage game against another team that they pick, and it doesn't count towards the record, and like I don't know. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure exactly what it is, but normally they would do like a scrimmage against themselves the first game of the season. It was always like a kind of like just like a season opener kind of thing, and it was just kind of like to showcase the kids, and like everybody got a chance to like participate, and like parents were welcome to come. And sometimes too it would also be other stuff that they'd have going on, like they might also have like volleyball, and like the volleyball players would like play against themselves, and like they might have track, just like running and like that kind of stuff, like practicing like somewhat competitively but like against themselves. And like the same with football too, like they would just scrimmage themselves, or maybe like the varsity might scrimmage like the frost off or something like that. Or they might have like one side of the like varsity offense against varsity defense, and like sometimes substitute some of the other kids, and then the frost off kids against like themselves or whatever. But like I said, this year they're doing something different. I don't know if that's like I don't want to say league wide, but like statewide, or if it's like just like, I know that some places do different stuff like that. Like we used to, I actually think it might have counted though toward on our schedule. I know, yeah, it did. Matthew's senior year and his junior year, they played against a private school though that was in town. Normally they don't, and that's like maybe also too, like they could pick like one like game that you could play out of conference, but they would pick and they would end up playing against this other school that's actually in our town, but it's a private school. And so they would play against them. Like I said, I know Matthew played them at least 2 of those years, and maybe the year after them, like after he graduated, they also did. But this was before Jack was in school. But like I said, I don't know, because I think the year after Matthew graduated is when they like realigned their conference. And so like I said, I don't know if it's like conference wide they're doing this now, where it's like, oh, you can just pick anybody that you want to play in the conference, or like anybody at all that you want to play. But either way, it doesn't count towards like their overall like wins and loss record for like the season. So like I said, I don't know if they're just doing away with not having that like pre-scrimmage game against themselves this year and instead having this, or like I said, exactly what it is. But either way, that is like their first, I think, sort of like official game without, like I said, it being official. But it'll still be like, all of the normal type stuff. Like they'll still have referees, and like they wouldn't have that when they scrimmaged themselves. They didn't have like referees and that kind of stuff. It would just be like the coaches would just blow the whistle. But I think because they're playing against a different school, like referees will be there for that. But I do think my dad said that they're not doing like kickoffs and like punts and like that kind of stuff, just because those you can get hurt on those more often. So I think that's why they're not doing it. Anyways, so that is all to say that very soon though, it's like, so they have this week left of football practice. Then next week they have, I think, 2 weeks off after that. Then it starts that first week. And I was like, it just feels like fall is starting so soon. Like, even though again too, it will still be August by that point. I mean, and it's still only July, like the end of July. But it just feels like it'll be like fall already, which feels weird, and it doesn't, because honestly we've had really, really nice weather since like March. Granted, there were like maybe a couple days in there where like we'd have like a 75-degree day and then the next day it would snow, but it wasn't like it was very consistently cold. I would say we had a more consistently like higher temperatures from pretty much March. Like I remember the first week in March was when me and Jack started going walking, because one of those days it was like 85 degrees or like 75 or something like that, but it was like really, really hot for like the beginning of March, like the first week of March. So, and then it got a little bit cooler, but like it still stayed like pretty average, like I'd say probably around the 50s or 60s for most of March, which is kind of weird. Normally we'll still get snow a lot of times, like we can still have some pretty good snow and some pretty cold days in March as well. Like it probably averages more like 40s, maybe 50s most years, but this year, like I said, it was just really warm, like really early. So, and it also, again too, like we had hot temperatures even in April, and like it was consistent. A lot of times I feel like when that happens or has happened in the past, it'll be like, oh, we have a really nice March, but then April it's like freezing cold and snowing or something like that too. But like the fact that like it stayed pretty consistent all the way since March, it's like it feels like it's been summer for like 8 months already. It's been March, April, May, June, now July. It's been 5 months pretty much where we've had above average, I feel like, temperatures. And even though like June and July were like pretty average for like summer temperatures, but like especially March, April, and kind of May even too, we just had really, really warm weather. So it feels like those have been included in with it like being summer, you know? Like I was able to do things outside so much earlier than I normally do. Like there's just been a lot of summery type things that we've been able to do, or things that again too I wouldn't be able to get to until maybe May, because the ground is still frozen in March. But it was like April I was able to like go outside and do gardening, and you know, like, and maybe it was even March that I was doing some of that stuff too. But it was just like I said, so early on, because it was so warm out, that I was able to do some of those things that, like I said, normally I wouldn't be able to do until like maybe May or whatever. But this year was different, so it just feels like the temperature like has caused us to have like a longer summer, and I'm kind of looking forward to fall already. Like not that I'm looking forward to it, because I do like summer. Summer's probably, I don't know, I don't want to say my favorite season, but like each season kind of has its own thing and has its own thing that I look forward to. Like fall is like football, and it's funny too because I saw somebody posted this, or maybe it just like popped up in my feed or something, but it was like, I love those 46-degree crisp Saturdays when, you know, in fall, early in the morning, watching college football. And I was like, yes, I love that. Or like the NFL too, when it starts in, you know, and it's on Sundays. And I just love having my entire weekends being dedicated to football. Like Friday night is high school football, Saturday is college football, Sunday is NFL football. Like it's just all weekend long. And then too, you got like Monday you have the NFL game, and then on, you know, Thursday also. So it's like, I mean, practically half the week is taken up with football in the fall. So it's just like, I don't know, I like thinking about that kind of made me like look forward to fall, and like thinking about, oh well, yeah, like we can have the windows open in the mornings, and you know, just like all that kind of stuff. Because even though the temperature right now has been kind of nice, like honestly, actually it's really nice out lately. Like I think it's been, maybe, I think today was like 82, but like the evenings have been fairly cool, which has been kind of nice, like only like maybe around 70s or so. So like yesterday night I was outside on the porch and I was like, oh, this is really nice. Like it was only around like 70 degrees or something like that. But you know, it's like nice outside. It's nice to be outside. And they were saying too, like I was watching the Cubs game, they were like, the weather out here tonight is so nice, you know, like it hasn't really been humid too much recently, which has also been kind of nice. Even though it was thundering, it never was lightning, and it never ended up raining, I don't think, even though I got a notification that said it was supposed to rain. But it was just like cloudy and like thundering a little bit, but like it wasn't like actually storming, which was kind of weird. And it wasn't even that cloudy really either, so it was like kind of weird. But yeah, it's not humid though. Like that's the thing, it's not, the humidity is not that bad right now, so it's kind of comfortable. But I'm still kind of looking forward to fall, and like, you know, like I was saying, kind of all that that fall has to bring with it, and like football and things like that. The weird thing is though, I know I said this at the beginning of spring, like right at the end of February, I think I was like, I am so excited for baseball to start. Like I'm so excited for spring training, like, you know, for like spring weather. And I feel like we didn't get a lot of spring weather. Like that was the point. Like it felt like a lot more like summer weather. That's why I think I'm just like looking forward to the next season, like all the time. I'm always looking forward to the next season. Like, oh yeah, now I'm looking forward to football. But like, I love summer, but I feel like there's not like a distinctive like, oh, now it's summer, you know, like I was saying, like with, for me at least, it's like spring, it's like, oh, it's baseball season, and then, you know, like in fall it's like it's football season, and then winter it's like there's snow on the ground, like, you know, it feels like winter kind of thing. But like it's that anticipation for also the sports and looking into the next season too that like I just get so excited about. But also too because like nobody is like in school anymore, like nobody is a little kid, you know, like Jack's not in elementary school anymore, you know, like Matthew's not in high school, like that kind of stuff. It doesn't feel like summer's like a definitive kind of point in the year, if that makes sense either. It's just kind of whenever spring flows into summer kind of feeling. And the same thing too with like fall, it's like it doesn't feel like, oh, like everybody's going back to school right now kind of feeling. It's more like a you know, like football starting, and you know, we're gonna start getting more fall like weather and like that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't know, but I'm just kind of looking forward to it. And then I saw somebody posted something like a coffee mug, like a fall kind of like coffee mug, and I was like, that's so cute, I want that. I was like, I want that for fall. Also not a big like fall aesthetic type person, but I actually feel like I kind of am right now. Like I want to decorate for fall, and I'm like, Kayla, it's still summer, okay? Like 4th of July was just a couple weeks ago. I know it's like the end of July kind of now, but like it wasn't that long ago. And you know, but I'm already like, let's go put up the fall decorations and like that kind of stuff. And I don't know, I really want it to feel cozy right now. Like I just want to feel cozy, but I can't because it still is kind of hot outside. It's too hot to be like sweaters and blankets and like that kind of stuff. I had my fan on today because I was too hot sitting in bed. Like it's still a little too warm, but it's comfortable. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm into that fall like phase right now, and it's not even time. And like we still have all of August pretty much, but like I said, I think it's more because we got such an early summer really starting in spring. You know, and like May even too was like very nice. Like we had very nice like summer weather, you know, whereas again, even May can be a little bit unpredictable. We might get a few cold days in there and stuff like that, but it was pretty consistent from like what I remember. And like I said, my mind is like going back to like, it just felt very like we've had a very long summer already, and we're still not really done with it. Like, you know, and if the warm weather sticks around, it'll probably be until like September even that we still have warm weather, possibly. You know, I don't know when it's gonna actually start getting cool out. You know, it might not be till October, and then we'll get snow on like Halloween like we have for 2 years. Not back-to-back years, but it was last year, and then I think 2 years ago before that or something. But there have been 2 Halloweens now within the last 5 years, I know for sure, that we've had snow on Halloween, which is weird. But like, you know, again too, then we get like summer starting in March, so I don't know. Anyways, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give the old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.